Hooray for Agnes Stellata, who has won my auction. How nice of her. Thank you very, very, very much. And given that the prize itself was neither cupcake related, nor... Oh, I cannot remember what your second one was. Well, I missed it anyway. This prize is in the form of a self-indulgence, for I do like to do these little videos for people, genuinely, and yes, it's probably a little bit of vanity, probably a lot of vanity, but it just gives me an excuse to communicate in a medium that I feel comfortable with, to be honest. You may not feel comfortable watching, but as well as being... Oh God, sorry, that was not a good look. Bad angle. You can see why they have these all preferences for lighting and for camera angle. That's usually I'm afraid to say that is usually my good side. No. Anyway, what's that light doing? Okay. Yes, I'm messing about and failing to get to any sort of point, for which I do have an excuse that it is 0522 here, and I am concomitantly lacking in focus. I'm always lacking in focus, but it's particularly acute. Yeah, at this time of day. So if you can tolerate waffle and rambling, there will be a prize at some point during this video. No, it's not that sort of prize. No, God. If you thought that, I'm sure you didn't. Well, you might have done, because you don't know me. What I can do is, as a little sort of aperitif, amuse-bouche, whatever, is show you my cupcake. Oops, if that's visible. Bloody light. I don't obviously being okay. I don't know left and right when I'm on camera. There we are. That is a bar of soap in the design, at least, of a cupcake. It does smell good enough to eat, and I may well have it for breakfast. So if I turn up on HP, foaming at the mouth, clutching my stomach, that'll be why. So it'll be your fault, won't it? Right, preliminary matters. Oh yeah, sorry about this. Shiny. Ugh. No, I'm... If I move the light, not quite as shiny. But still not exactly a work of art, is it? I can, in an emergency, do this. Well, I could do if I wasn't wearing a headset, so I'll just take the headset off. Whoops. Now, I have no idea if this is bloody working or not. I'm not going to keep messing around with it. Because every time I move it, it'll make a horribly loud rustling noise for you, I'm afraid. Is that roughly right? Yeah. You, I have noticed, wear a mask sometimes to enhance your considerable beauty. I do the opposite. I wear a mask to hide what lies beneath. It's kind of the sartorial equivalent of D.H. Lawrence's beard, which he grew at some point in his life, I don't know when. And he delighted in the fact that he could hide behind it, he said. I have grown a big bushy beard behind which I take refuge when people are assailing me. Or something. Those weren't his exact words, I just made those up. Oh yeah, sorry. This I've got one of these. Not because I'm mental or anything. Nor indeed am I a nighttime prowler of any sort. I have one of these because I used to be in the Special Forces. Yes, that'll do. I used to be in the Special Forces until quite recently. They released me after some fiasco you may have heard of involving Abu Ghraib prison. Don't really know what happened there. Actually, seriously, Agnes, that was weird, wasn't it? Those people, I don't get that at all. I know power does funny things to people, but I don't know, they were out of control. I don't know. Right. Again, the morning hour is taking its toll on my ability to be fluent and reasonable. I'm going to take this thing off, otherwise my head will start to cook. And again, I will deafen you with noise from the microphone. Excuse me. So, on that basis, you've probably deduced, inferred, that I wasn't, in fact, in the Special Forces of any description. I was, however, and this is true, this bit, I was, however, the quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know Jerome Bettis and I don't have much physically in common, but in spirit we are the same person. Did I just turn my back on you? I did. That was very rude. Does wearing a shirt with Bettis on the back prove that I am Jerome Bettis? Probably not. But I could have been. That's the important thing. I could have been. The fact that I chose my path and he chose his, I think, is testament to both of our senses of independence. I'm sorry, movement is not my forte. It's an old running back injury or something. Yeah, I've been sacked by lots of people. You won't be surprised to hear. No, quarterbacks get sacked, not running backs, don't they? So, somebody sacked me, and therefore I'm less than fluent in my movements and indeed in my thoughts, which I will now direct towards the task in hand, finally, and thank you for your patience, if you haven't turned off in rage, and give you a little reading of some words that are considerably more important than anything I will ever say. This is picked almost at random. I've got piles of stuff that I do for readings here, but you're quite very classy. So you're going to have some classy classical. And I couldn't find anything about scorpions in this. I'm sure there must be some scorpions in ancient Greek literature. Probably in the Latin ones that deal with campaigns in Africa and things like that, but there are plenty of snakes. You nearly got a spider, because I just popped out to where I keep all my books to look for a book I do have on spiders, but I couldn't find it. So if I find it, I can, well, if you haven't blocked me, I can do that for you at some point in the future. Okay, Aeschylus, and I've decided I'm going to have to move the light because I really can't see the text. There we are. Ugh, Jesus. Perhaps somewhat ambitiously. It's going to be Clytemnestra's. I do like Clytemnestra. Her reaction to the introduction of the body of Agamemnon. Of course it was Agamemnon, Toby. Why did I need to think that? Just checking. Into the room in front of a screeching chorus or whatever. I won't try to extemporize anymore. We have the words of Aeschylus to rely on, and I am not very good at extemporizing. So I'll just read the words without interruption. You will be hugely relieved to hear. I hope it's reasonably... I was about to say I hope it's a reasonably moderate piece, but of course it's not. It's the apogee of Greek tragedy and the death of the greatest human hero. It's not going to be mild, is it? I won't get over enthusiastic. I shall try not to. Okay. I like the first 3 words of this. Words, endless words, I've said to serve the moment. Now it makes me proud to tell the truth. How else to prepare a death for deadly men who seem to love you? How to rig the nets of pain so high no man can overleap them? I brooded on this trial, this ancient blood feud, year by year. At last my hour came. Here I stand, and here I struck, and here my work is done. I did it all. I don't deny it. No. He had no way to flee or fight his destiny. At this point she unwinds the robes from Agamemnon's body and puts them on the altar. I don't know where they are. I guess they must be in a church. Yeah, you'd think that, wouldn't you? And the watching men cluster round and become the chorus. Okay. Our never-ending, all-embracing net. I cast it wide for the royal hall. I coil him round and round in the wealth, the robes of doom. And then I strike him, once, twice, and at each stroke he cries in agony. He buckles at the knees and crashes here. And when he's down, I add the third, last blow. To the Zeus who saves the dead beneath the ground, I send that third blow home in homage like a prayer. So he goes down, and the life is bursting out of him, great sprays of blood, and the murderous shower wounds me, dyes me black, and I revel like the earth when the spring rains down. The blessed gifts of God and the new green spear splits the sheath and rips the birth in glory. So it stands, elders of Argos, gathered here. Rejoice, if you can rejoice. I glory. And if I'd pour upon his body the libation it deserves, what wine could match my words? It is right, and more than right. He flooded the vessel of our proud house with misery, with the vintage of the curse, and now he drains the dregs. My lord is home at last. That's kind of provided a natural conclusion. Normally I will read on until some point at which my sleepiness or my lack of understanding becomes so manifest that even I am too embarrassed to continue. But Clytemnestra has provided her own climax there. And on that deathly note, I'm going to disappear. Not, I hope, to die. But you might hope that, but I won't. Well, I might. I don't know. Thank you again very much, Agnes, for winning my auction and for being such a good sport. You're clearly a lady who's going to make a lot of friends on HB, and I would be honoured to be one of them. You take care, and I'll catch up with you whenever. Bye bye. Bye bye.